I'd like to invite a few members of Rohan's family to join us on stage. These are people he has been able to lean on even when things have been tough. Also at this moment, I would like to acknowledge people who have been there, part of this journey, but also no longer with us. Please welcome onto stage Rashmi Cariappa, Rohan's sister, Colonel Annaiah, Rohan's father-in-law, Mr. A.S. Muthanna, his uncle, and Mr. Vikram Ponnappa, also his uncle. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'll start with Mr. Muthanna. If I may just begin with what emotions you feel sitting there, seeing this, the young Rohan you met probably as a toddler, having created history in many ways and completed this arc of his life.
Sitting there, I feel very proud to be here, and the emotions that, watching him play, every match that we watch is kind of very emotional. Most of the time when he brings the points to the last point of winning, that becomes very emotional. And today, all that is behind us, and he has achieved what he has to achieve, and what we didn't even dream that he would achieve, that he has achieved with only hard work. So that gives us a lot of pressure, and be very proud to be here.
Wonderful. And Colonel Annaiah, you first possibly followed Rohan's journey before you were related to him. But one day, Supriya comes up to you and says, I'm going to marry this man. What were your impressions of Rohan before that, and how have they changed over time? I hear you are one of his most ardent fans, refuse to not watch him play, and every single point is dissected.
Yeah, tough question, but I'll make it easier. I was following Rohan like I follow sports a bit. Been playing a lot of contact games and team games, but never tennis. The joke is between us. Okay, and that's what he asked me that question, but that I will leave it to him. And Supriya, I never knew that something going on. One day she breaks the news and she said, I've been seeing as an upcoming sportsman. One day she breaks the news, she say, Dad, Mom, Rohan is coming over in the evening. We said, what's happened? And it was in September 2011, am I right? So in walks in Rohan and his true style of his, direct to the point. He's a guy who doesn't believe in dilly-dallying or beating around the bush. Shoots from the hip, like I used to say. Always straight, transparent, open-faced guy. And he says, I want your daughter's hand in marriage. So I was, a bit taken aback because Supriya talks all about her friends, and Rohan was one of her friends. And so I said, okay. I was shocked actually because Supriya had said till 30, don't talk about marriage. You know how girls nowadays are, no, don't talk about marriage. We want to see life. I said, okay. If she's okay with you, fine. But like they say in Italy, when you marry the whole family. Everybody of the part of the family is your future. So I said, ask your mom and dad first. And if they are not okay, then I'm not okay. Because that's what it is. Then of course, Prabha and Malika, they rang up in the evening. I had just met them once in, I think, Raja Baba's place, that is Prabha's elder brother. There I had met Rohan also, first time I'd seen him. And then of course, rest is history. And of course, I had to learn tennis, to understand tennis. And then many schedules had to be put aside day or night. And after every match, we would discuss with him his match, his partner. And the first person called used to be his late uncle, who was a great fan of his again, Mr. Nanjappa, and even at 1 or 2 o'clock at night. And we were discussing every game of his, of that match. And that's what it was. It was very interesting, I must say.
Thank you for sharing. I have an inside story that you missed some weddings to watch Rohan's matches.
Yeah,
so there might be some family disputes for those
no,
lack of attendance.
Priority has to be clear. You see, he's a guy absolutely, what do you call, black and white, no grays in him.
Wonderful. Vikram, if I may come to you, you've seen him from the crib. You said you saw him in the cradle.
Correct.
You also built the home which now had Trida's crib. So as an architect, talk us through that story from little Rohan to the Rohan who became, in some sense, your client and you built his home.
Well, the nice thing was that, to really, it was an amazing sense of pride also, like what Muthanna said, that when Rohan said that, look, I'd like to, have my home designed by you. And of course, all these memories come back, and then you see the guy as a little twerp in his in the cradle, and then he's amazing player and amazing person who's achieved so much. And it was really wonderful, while we were going through the whole design process, that he had this amazing attention to detail and to understand what was going on where and why it should happen, And we went through the whole plan and looking through everything. And then we went to check out the materials and buy stuff and all that. And during that time, when we used to, walk into a showroom or walk into a vendor's place, there's this immediate, this recognition. Hey, we know this guy, and there was a sense of pride that, that they were going to be selling something to him or telling him. And the way he used to interact with them and talk with them, absolutely down to earth, very sweet and very nice. And the same way, when he used to come and visit the site while it was going on, we had the carpenters, the laborers, all these little guys, they all knew this is a famous personality. But it was with the same humility, with the same sweet smile that he used to talk to them and say that, oh, okay, fine, thank you so much, everything's going on well, So I would say that that was always in him, it was in his DNA. That was there.
Oh, wonderful. And Rashmi, you went off to college while he was growing up. He traveled a bit. But you reconnected in many ways as adults. What has that relationship been? I hear you are the most superstitious Rohan fan in the world.
Well, yeah, I think it started off by, I would watch his matches, and then somewhere if I happen to get up or, move somewhere and he loses the point, and then I start, panicking. Not that it has anything to do with it, but just then it just became very tense. So I never watch any of his matches. After I know the results, then I would watch if it was, airing. It took me a long while to. I did watch in the beginning, but maybe
Not a good idea. Watching that, yeah. But what is it like being a sibling? I mean, we all have siblings of different types. Very few have legends as siblings. What's it been like to have a legend sibling?
Well, I think when we were kids, we fought like every other sibling, like cats and dogs. We just always did until he grew taller than me. Then it became verbal only. Yeah, I'm not that short.
So very strategic sibling.
Yeah, but yeah, now it's just so much of pride, so such immense pride, and to know that he has done so much, he has achieved so much, and the only thing I can say is he is so disciplined. We were during COVID, we were in lockdown in Coog, and the thing that really truly amazed me, because that's something we don't see every day. We're all sitting in the sitting room and talking and laughing and joking, and he is on the carpet doing crunch. He's also talking and laughing with all of us, but he's doing crunches, or he's doing something, some form of exercise, or something. He's keeping himself active and busy, whether we were locked down or not. And I think that was just amazing to me.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And Mr. Muthanna, any particular incident or story that you have to tell which really, for you, reflects the type of person Rohan has been?
There are many stories to tell. Anyway, Rohan is, I came to know Rohan when he was 2 years old. That's when I got into that family. And Rohan has been independent, has been an independent child, kind of. He knew, I feel that now, I feel that he knew what he wants to do. He was very independent, and he didn't want his parents all the time around. I remember when he was about 3 years old, I was at Tata Coffee, and I was working in Chikmagalur. And we came to visit them once, my wife and them visited Prabha and Mallika. And after that, we just told Rashmi and Rohan, why don't you come to Chikmagalur? He was just 3 years old. He said, come, let's go. And not many children will stay away from the parent for a week at the age of 3. So they came, and one big thing was that he never liked his haircuts. So haircuts he never liked. He never would go and sit in a barber shop. So at Chikmagalur, even my father-in-law was there, that Rohan's grandfather. He said, come, let's go for a haircut. I somehow convinced him, took him to Chikmagalur town, and he gladly agreed to sit. Just as the barber took the scissor, he started howling. And the whole town came together. What happened to this child? And we quickly took him and ran from there. And he's been a very independent child since then. And there are other incidents like he's, the relationship we have together is kind of very, very bonding. Even though we don't meet very often, but the relationship is anything he wants, or even for his venture of coffee that he's doing now. The first person he called me was me, because I was in his line. So I suggested a person to him, and he's still with him, and he's running that coffee chain that he's with. And for his wedding also, the bonding that was there, he said, Bojappa, you are in charge. I don't know whether I delivered, but I delivered. He wanted certain things, and it was delivered to him. But one more thing that I remember about him is, as a child, when he started his tennis career, lot of people, when they get up in the morning, they have the habit of seeing God's picture or their own palm, or maybe if they are lucky, looking at their husband or wife, things like that. But he would get up and see a tennis ball. There was a tennis ball hung at the bottom of his bed, and from the curtain, where mosquito curtain frame, from that the ball was to hang. The moment he gets up, he used to see that ball. I don't know whether his father Prabha tied it there or he tied it himself, I do not know. But that's how the commitment was, that he would see a ball in front of him, tennis ball, as he woke up.
Amazing.
And that's his career built up from there.
Vikram, did it make it into his home, all this hanging tennis balls?
Yeah. It made it into his home also, and
So he still wakes up and looks at a tennis ball first thing?
I'm guessing so.
But Colonel Annaiah, you've had the rare privilege of being present at both his Grand Slam victories. Is that correct?
Yeah. It is
Why didn't you go for more tournaments?
No, it is one of those things. We were supposed to actually go for Wimbledon, and Rohan said, Mama, why Wimbledon? Come to Australia, you'll enjoy the place. And it was a last-minute decision, I think, and we decided we left. It's one of those things.
And what was it like being there in person at a moment in history so significant for someone from your family?
Amazing, I must say, in both the places. Rohan, in French Open, I saw what was striking was he had a fantastic rapport with the complete tournament organizers, the players, down to the people who were there, the ball boys or whatever, everybody, and at the reception. And he was a known figure. He used to talk and chat with everybody. Absolutely grounded. All the players, loved him. Could never see anybody walking past him, whether it's a lady or a gent, would walk up to him, or he would walk up to them and chat with them. That was one of the things very striking, very friendly and grounded at all the locations what I have seen him.
Wonderful. And Vikram, to you, what are the emotions you feel now seeing a young man grow up into a sporting legend, but also taking so many people along with him along the way?
Yeah, I think it's something amazing to have seen him, the way he is and what he's done. I mean, largely I'm more of a background kind of guy, but I follow him probably on Insta, so I always see, the kind of achievements that he does and what he does and the way he is. you asked me for a word. You asked us for a word. So I was saying it is absolute consistency, total consistency in what he does. Like what Rashmi was saying about whether he's doing crunches or whatever it is, absolute consistency in what he follows.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. And Rashmi, just ending with you, it's very difficult for elder sisters to think that their younger brothers are perfect. Any suggestions for improvement over the next few years? He has much more time now. He's retired. He can't say, oh, I have tennis. I have to be disciplined. Any suggestions?
Finally, I have time now. Let's see. Now I get a chance to spend more time with him. Then we can make him grow into a better man.
Good luck, Rohan. But thank you all for joining us. It's been wonderful to hear from each of you. Big round of applause for Rohan's family. Thank you for sharing.